Chaos at White House. Pompeo at odds with Trump over Saudi Crown Princes FutureTEHRAN. FNA. U.S. President Donald Trump and his Secretary of State Mike Pompeo appear to be sending mixed signals on the administration's stance over the future of Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, after crisis in Riyadh over the mysterious disappearance and murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Trump dispatched Pompeo to Riyadh on Tuesday for talks with King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud and his son, Mohammad, who is the first in line to the throne, 2 weeks after the writer vanished in Saudi consulate in Turkish city of Istanbul. A Western intelligence source told Middle East Eye that Saudi Arabia's royal court is discussing the potential for a change in the line of succession, with the U.S. government wanting direct involvement in the process. The source told the news outlet that Pompeo was sent to Riyadh as part of a plan for the U.S. administration to involve itself in discussions over any potential change in the line of succession. Speaking on condition of anonymity, the source described that the Saudis being in disarray, as pressure continues to mount on Riyadh over the suspected murder of Khashoggi inside the kingdom's consulate in Istanbul. The source added that Trump wanted MBS to remain in power, but Pompeo considered him as volatile, and wanted him to be replaced. On Thursday, the report by the French paper Le Figaro cited a diplomatic source in Paris as saying that the Saudi Allegiance Council had secretly met to discuss the disappearance of Khashoggi. The council, which appointed bin Salman as the new crown prince last year by breaking the customary rules of succession, is now planning to appoint Khalid bin Salman, the current Saudi envoy to the U.S., as deputy crown prince. This way power stays in the Salman family, the report added. One Saudi source explained to Le Figaro that if Khalid was appointed, it would mean that MBS will leave his position in the coming years. The officials has revealed that the Saudi ambassador to Washington, Prince Khalid bin Salman, is unlikely to return the United States, as the disappearance of Khashoggi has started a diplomatic and strategic row between Washington and Riyadh. Several sources has confirmed that Pompeo had sternly told Prince Mohammed during a meeting in Riyadh on Tuesday that the first in line to the throne would have to take responsibility in disappearance case of journalist Khashoggi to help the kingdom avoid the consequences of an international backlash. Pompeo's smiling photo op with Mohammed disguised the reality of a blunt, tough meeting in which the top U.S. diplomat told the royal that his future as king depends on his handling of Khashoggi's suspected murder, according to reports. Pompeo has also warned of a wide range of responses should Washington determine that Saudi Arabia is behind the disappearance and apparent death of Khashoggi. Well, certainly consider a wide range of potential responses, but I think the important thing to do is that the facts come out, Pompeo told Voice of America Radio. But Trump has shifted his views several times since Khashoggi had been missing in early October. Even after U.S. intelligence revealed that the Saudi Crown Prince ordered an operation to detain Khashoggi after luring him back to Saudi Arabia, the American leader suggested that rogue killers could be responsible for Khashoggi's mysterious disappearance, an explanation offering Washington ally Riyadh a possible path out of a global diplomatic firestorm. Even after Riyadh admitted that the Saudi journalist was killed in a fight with people who met him inside the consulate building, Trump stated that Saudi Arabia functions as a counterbalance to Iran in the Middle East region and it has put Washington in a complex situation with regards to Riyadh's explanation about Khashoggi's death. They, Saudis, have been a great ally in the Middle East. We need them as a counterbalance to Iran. So it's not the simplest solution. It's not the simplest situation to be in, Trump stressed. Trump told reporters that he found the account credible, although he had to talk to the Saudi Crown Prince to clear up a few more things. Asked whether he would stay true to his pledges of punishing the perpetrators of the apparent murder, the American leader stressed that the situation needed to be handled with care because billions of dollars in arms sales were at stake. U.S. officials speaking on the condition of anonymity told The Washington Post that MBS and other Saudi officials tried to get Khashoggi to return to Saudi Arabia, where he is from, with offers of government employment and protection. I would prefer if there is going to be some form of sanction, or what we may determine to do if anything, the U.S. president said, adding that, but I would prefer that we don't use as retribution, canceling the $110 billion worth of work, which means 600,000 jobs. Last year, the U.S. president signed the largest arms deal in history with Saudi Arabia despite warnings that he could be accused of being complicit in the regime's war crimes in Yemen. During Trump's visit to Riyadh in May 2017, Saudi Arabia agreed to buy $110 billion of weapons and signed investment deals worth billions more. The kingdom has one of the highest rates of spending on its military in the world, which stood at 10.3% of gross domestic product (GDP) in 2017, according to World Bank data. Also, month after Saudi Arabia promised the Trump administration $100 million for American efforts to stabilize areas in Syria liberated from Daesh, the money landed in American accounts on Tuesday, the same day that Pompeo landed in the Saudi capital, Riyadh, for discussions with the kingdom's leaders about the fate of Khashoggi. Also, U.S. intelligence agencies are increasingly convinced that the Saudi Arabia's crown prince played a role in Khashoggi's disappearance and likely death in early October, according to a report. Citing unidentified officials, the New York Times reported that information leaked to the public, names and photos of 15 Saudis who traveled to Istanbul on October 2, as well as claims Turkey possesses audio recordings of Khashoggi's death, is helping convince the U.S. intelligence community that the Crown Prince was involved. Me also reported that the British Foreign Office is having internal discussions to prepare for possible scenarios including a change to the line of succession in Saudi Arabia. A source inside the Foreign Office, also speaking on condition of anonymity, stated that Simon Collis, the British ambassador in Riyadh, had not met with bin Salman since Khashoggi's disappearance in early October. Khashoggi, known for his criticism of Saudi Arabia's policies, went missing on October 2 after entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul to obtain a marriage document. Ankara has accused Riyadh of murdering the Khashoggi and smuggling his body out of the consulate in pieces. Saudi Arabia has denied the charges as baseless, stressing that the journalist left the consulate shortly after he arrived without providing any evidence. After 2 weeks of denial by Saudi officials, Riyadh sacked a top general and arrested several people after confessing that Khashoggi was murdered in the Turkish city of Istanbul, but made no mention of where his body is.